Hi, everybody. This is Crystal Proxmire of Oakland County Times. We're here today with Anthony Bordoley, who is running for District Court Judge in the 47th District. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me today.
Well, thanks for being here. Can you just tell us why you decided to run for judge?
Well, to give you why I decided to run, I got to give you a little context about myself. My wife Amber and I are Farmington Hills residents. We have two kids in Farmington Hills as well. And when I had my first child, I decided I needed to get involved in our community. And not just for my family, but for all families as well and other people who live here. And I thought, what a great way then to use my business, my law firm, which is in Farmington Hills, and I could start sponsoring events and organizations. So I started sponsoring the athletics department at North Farmington and Farmington High School. I sponsored some events out at Riley Park Ice Rink and their Civic Theater as well, and been part of a Founders Day parade. Where last year I was handing out fortune cookies that said, "You'll hire the right lawyer," me. And also the Carriers Duck Race as well. And where I'm coming to with this is that this is a community position, and this is a great way that I can actually bring my legal skills, knowledge, and experience to the community and help the people in the community as hopefully our next judge.
Can you tell us about your professional background?
I graduated Michigan State University's College of Law, and after that, I did a short stint at Legal Aid in Ann Arbor, Legal Services of South Central Michigan, it was called at the time. And I would do eviction proceedings for defending people and some debtor protections as well. After that, I took on two roles in 2011. And that was, I worked with the firm that had the contract for prosecution with Bingham Farms and Franklin villages. And so doing the traffic ticket violation, misdemeanors, ordinance violations that come in the court for those villages. And I still do that role today. The other role I took on was I actually got to work in my dad's law firm. It was also located in Farmington Hills for many years at that point. And that firm was really, we took most cases that would come in the door. So again, I would continue doing landlord tenant stuff and criminal defense work as well, as long as it wasn't where I was the prosecutor. And also we would take on business disputes, divorce, family law, personal injury, you name it, we did a lot of it. And that role continued for about 5 years. And then I opened my own practice, and it's about 10 years here now in Farmington Hills as well, doing a lot of the same kind of work, and that actually culminated last year winning an award in the local paper for Best Law Office. I was very excited to win that.
Why did you decide to go into the law?
As I mentioned, my dad was a lawyer, so I like to kind of say I grew up in a courtroom because he would take me with him to a lot of his cases when time permitted. And so I got to see him defending people's rights, and that really inspired me to want to do the same thing. Because I saw him do it, and I wanted to continue doing that myself and working and helping people from a legal background.
Now, what are you most proud of in your career so far?
Um, I represented a lot of clients over the years, and I care about the cases. They can see my commitment to my work in their cases, and I try to do a great job for all of the clients I've represented. And as I mentioned, I won that award recently last year. I was really proud and really just humbled to see that my clients cared about me that much, and the people in the community I've worked with care about me that much to vote for me for that Best Law Office Award.
Now, you mentioned some of the sponsorships that your law firm has done. What are some of the other ways you've been involved in the community?
So, of course, those sponsorships and those involvements in the parade and duck race. But I'm a local elk. I'm a Farmington Elk member for a couple of years now. I'm also a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm a very active member there, going to the ribbon cutting ceremonies and supporting new businesses in the area and existing ones. I'm also on the board of directors for the Optimist Club for Farmington and Farmington Hills, an exciting organization to help empower the youth of the community. And being an active part of the community is important to me, and I'm really excited to be part of those organizations and even through my business and help and work within the community.
So, as a judge, what do you think is going to be the hardest part of your job?
Well, I've spent years defending people, advocating for my clients' rights, and being a judge is about being neutral and non-biased towards when people come in the court. So I'm going to miss advocating for people and their rights, but I can guarantee to people that, when they come before me, you're going to get heard. You're going to be treated fairly, equally, regardless of background, income, circumstances. I plan to do it for the people.
How will you know that you're doing a good job as a judge?
On the campaign trail, one of the most common things I hear from people is they were in court, wherever court was, they didn't feel heard or listened, or they didn't understand the process. No one was explaining what was going on to them. And I want people that come before me to understand they're going to get a judge that listens to them and hears their side of the facts and is knowledgeable to apply the law to their case. And in the end, they're going to get a well thought and tailored opinion to their case. And you may not agree with, the result of your case, but people understanding and knowing that at least they got their side heard and understood by the court, that's how I know I'm doing a good job as a judge.
So in this race, there is some competition for this seat. Why should the voters pick you?
So I have a very well-rounded legal base of knowledge and experience in many different areas of law. And I'm also, I said, really well committed to the community and to my involvement. And I think the voters should, consider my background, as a prosecutor, as a local businessman, local lawyer here in the community who's been actively involved in trying to work within the community. And I think I can do a lot more for the community as a judge. And I hope the voters see that as well.
If those voters want more information about you and your campaign, where can they go?
So I do have a website. It's www.anthonyforjudge.com, and that's FOR for judge.com. And there you can read about my history, my involvement, endorsements from other individuals and judges, and you can learn a lot from me there.
Perfect. Well, thank you for taking the time to do the interview with us today.
I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much.